जनरल साइंस पार्ट 2, मॉक 2 का पार्ट 2 कवर करेंगे। रेस्ट जो जो जनरल साइंस का क्वेश्चन बच गया था उसे हम लोग इस वीडियो में कवर करेंगे। क्वेश्चन नंबर पहला, हाउ मेनी टाइप्स ऑफ क्वांटम नंबर्स आर देयर। पूछ क्या रहा है, हाउ मेनी टाइप्स ऑफ क्वांटम नंबर्स आर देयर। तो टोटल 4 क्वांटम नंबर्स होते हैं। द सेट ऑफ नंबर्स यूज्ड टू डिस्क्राइब द पोजीशन एंड एनर्जी ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉन इन एन एटम इज कॉल्ड क्वांटम नंबर्स। देयर आर 4 क्वांटम नंबर्स। पहला प्रिंसिपल हो गया, दूसरा एजीमुथल हो गया, तीसरा मैग्नेटिक हो गया, चौथा इलेक्ट्रॉन स्पिन हो गया। क्या है, देयर आर 4 क्वांटम नंबर्स, प्रिंसिपल, एजीमुथल, मैग्नेटिक, इलेक्ट्रॉन स्पिन। क्लियर है। नेक्स्ट, principal quantum number. Principal quantum number is denoted by the symbol n. Principal quantum number has values equal to 1 2 3 4. प्रिंसिपल क्वांटम नंबर को n से डिनोट करते हैं, उसका जो वैल्यू होता है 1 2 3 4 से स्टार्ट होता है। Principal quantum numbers determines the size and to a large extent the energy of the orbital. Determines the size and to a large extent the energy of the orbital. तीसरा दूसरा azimuthal quantum number. Azimuthal quantum number determines the three-dimensional shape of the orbital quantum number. Azimuthal quantum number is denoted by the symbol I, and it is also known as orbital angular momentum or subsidiary quantum number. Azimuthal quantum number has value 0 to n1. ठीक है, the orbitals we get are I equal to 0 for S, I equal to 1 for P, I equal to 2 for D, I equal to 3 for F, etc. Magnetic quantum number. Magnetic quantum number is denoted by the symbol ML. Magnetic quantum number gives information about the spatial orientation of the orbital concerning a standard set of coordinate axes. The number of ML values gives us the number of orbitals for a particular subcell. It has values minus L to plus L including 0. Electron spin quantum number. चौथा, electron spin quantum number is denoted by the symbol ms. It refers to the orientation of the spin of the electron. It has values equal to 1 by 2 or minus 1 by 2. Electron spin quantum number denotes an upward and a downward spin. Clear? Next. Which of the following is used to determine the age of archaeological wood? So 92 C carbon 14, C carbon 14. Which of the following is used to determine the age of archaeological wood? C 6 C 14. Radiocarbon dating, इसे radiocarbon dating भी कहते हैं. It is a method that provides objective age estimates for carbon-based materials that originated from living organisms. It is a technique used to ascertain the age of the fossil. Radiocarbon dating determines the age of an object containing organic material by using the properties of radiocarbon, a radioactive isotope of carbon. 6C14 is used to determine the age of archaeological wood. It is also referred to as carbon dating or carbon 14 dating. C14 को क्या कहते हैं, कार्बन डेटिंग और कार्बन 14 डेटिंग. The samples that have been radiocarbon dated since the inception of the method include charcoal, wood, twigs, seeds, bones, shells, leather, peat, lake, mud, soil, hair, pottery, pollen, wall, paintings, corals, blood, residues, fabrics, paper or parchment, resins and water, etc. Next. Which of the following equation represents Charles law? Charles law कहता है volume proportional to temperature. यहाँ पे देखिए, in 1787 Jacques Charles formulated Charles law और law of volume. Charles law को law of volume भी कहते हैं. According to this law, at constant pressure, the volume of a given mass of gas is directly proportional to its temperature. It means V proportional to T or Vt equal to constant. ठीक है, Vt equal to constant. वॉल्यूम डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू टेम्परेचर. क्या है? चार्ल्स लॉ को वॉल्यूम ऑफ लॉ भी कहते हैं, लॉ ऑफ वॉल्यूम. नेक्स्ट, अब देखिए, इट इज पर्टिनेंट टू नोट दैट चार्ल्स लॉ इज वैलिड ओनली व्हेन द प्रेशर ऑफ द सिस्टम इज केप्ट कांस्टेंट. Provided the pressure is kept constant, the gases when heated will achieve higher kinetic energy. The high kinetic energy of the molecules will help them to overcome the intermolecular forces in them and undergo expansion. Thus, increasing the temperature, the gases will undergo expansion, provided the pressure is kept constant. Similarly, decreasing the temperature, gases will undergo compression and be kept constant. Hence, the volume becomes directly proportional to temperature. As volume is dependent on the pressure, altering it will thus cause a change in volume and the effect of temperature could not be understood. Clear? Next. It does not contain 6 into 10 to the power 23 atoms, 6g of carbon. Avogadro's number, the number of units present in 1 mole of a given substance is called Avogadro's number. Avogadro's number Na is equal to 6.022148857 into 10 to the power 23. Avogadro's constant is equal to the number of atoms present in 12 grams of carbon for 12. 6 gram of carbon does not contain Avogadro's number 6 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. Avogadro's constant is equal to number of atoms present in 12 grams 12g of carbon 12, not 6. ठीक है. A mole is fundamental unit of measure of the amount of a substance. For atoms, the mass of Avogadro's number of particles is equal to their atomic mass in grams. For molecules, the mass of Avogadro's number of particles is equal to their molecular mass in grams. Now to find the answer, pay attention to the molecular formula of elements in the options. Epsom salt is a compound of magnesium. ये जो एप्सम है, एप्सम साल्ट जो है वो इज ए कंपाउंड ऑफ मैग्नीशियम Mg. एप्सम साल्ट इज नोन एज मैग्नीशियम सल्फेट. Epsom salt is known as magnesium sulfate. Epsom salt is a compound of Mg. Epsom salt is a chemical compound made up of magnesium, sulfur and oxygen. Epsom salt gets its name from the town of Epsom in Surrey, England, where it was originally discovered. Epsom salt has a chemical formula MgSO4H2OX, where X varies from 0 to 7. Epsom salt is used in its soak to treat minor aches and pains. Epsom salt is used to relax muscles and relieve pain in the shoulders, neck, back and skull. Epsom salt is used as a component of bath salts and beauty products to improve crops and remove splinters. Next. Copper is present in German silver. German silver contains copper 60%, zinc 20% and nickel 20%. German silver sometimes contains lead and tin too. The option have both copper and nickel, but since the percentage of copper is maximum, copper is marked correct. Some properties of German silver. German silver is hard. German silver is light in weight. German silver is highly resistant to electricity. German silver is malleable and ductile. German silver is extensively used in tableware, commonly silver plated, marine fittings and plumbing fixtures. German silver is also used to make decorative articles, coinage, metal and ornament, etc. तो कुल मिलाकर बात यह है, जर्मन सिल्वर में कॉपर 60% होता है, जिंक 20% और निकल 20%. कभी कभी लीड और टीन भी पाया जाता है. नेक्स्ट. The contact method is used in the manufacture of H2SO4. The contact method is used in the manufacture of H2SO4. ठीक है, अब देखिए contact process. Contact method is a chemical procedure that creates sulfuric acid for industrial purposes such as in paints, detergents, fertilizers and plastic products. British trader named Peregrine Phillips patented the process in the year 1831. Sulfur trioxide and oleum are also obtained from this process. Contact method. The contact method is used in the manufacture of H2SO4. The manufacture of sulfuric acid using the contact process primarily involves four steps: extraction of sulfur, preparation of sulfuric dioxide, conversion of sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide, conversion of sulfur trioxide to sulfuric acid. H2SO4 को सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड भी कहते हैं. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट. Some properties of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is strong, dehydrating and oxidizing in nature. Sulfuric acid is colorless with a pungent smell. Sulfuric acid is soluble in water and releases heat on contact. Sulfuric acid is corrosive to metals and most other organic matter like tissue, wood, etc. On contact with such organic substances, sulfuric acid instantly dehydrates them, causing char to form. Next, the chemical name of heavy water is deuterium oxide. The chemical name of heavy water is deuterium oxide. A molecule of heavy water has two deuterium atoms in place of two protium atoms of ordinary light water. ऑर्डिनरी लाइट वाटर में क्या होता है, टू प्रोटियम एटम्स होता है, और ये जो हेवी वाटर में क्या होता है, टू ड्यूटेरियम एटम्स होता है. हेवी वाटर इज मेड अप ऑफ ड्यूटेरियम H2 and oxygen. Heavy water is made by burning deuterium in oxygen. Next, usage of heavy water. Heavy water is used as a tracer to study the mechanism of respiration and photosynthesis. Heavy water is used in NMR, nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy, which is further used to observe the magnetic fields around the nuclei of atoms. Isotopologous, isotopologous of many organic compounds are prepared with the help of deuterium oxide. Heavy water is used as a moderator in the nuclear reactor to slow down the neutrons. Next, how many types of white blood cells are there in human body? In human body, total 5 white blood cells available. There are 5 types of white blood cells are there in the human body. Types of white blood cells are granulocytes, eosinophils, neutrophils, granulocytes, eosinophils, neutrophils, basophils. Agranulocytes, monocytes, lymphocytes. टोटल क्या है, पहला है ग्रेनुलोसाइट, इसमें 3 आता है, एओसिनोफिल्स, न्यूट्रोफिल्स, बेसोफिल्स. एग्रेनुलोसाइट्स इसमें 2 आता है, मोनोसाइट्स एंड लिम्फोसाइट्स. White blood cells, these are also called the leukocytes and leukocytes. White blood cells को leukocytes भी कहते हैं. They are cells of immune system which is mainly responsible for protecting and fighting against invading pathogens. White blood cells को क्या कहते हैं, immune system भी होता है ये white blood cells. White blood cells stimulate the production of progesterone hormone. प्रोजेस्टेरोन हार्मोन को प्रोडक्शन को स्टिमुलेट कौन करता है, व्हाइट ब्लड सेल्स. White blood cells also play a vital role in the human reproductive system by producing a network of blood vessels within the ovary. On average, the total count of white blood cells in every microliter of blood ranges between 4 and 11,000, and a healthy person will produce around 80 to 100 billion white blood cells every day. The lifespan of white blood cells ranges between 13 and 20 days. Next, brief information of types of white blood cells. Eosinophils are responsible for combating multicellular parasites and certain infections in vertebrates. कौन? Eosinophils. Neutrophils form an essential part of the innate human immune system with their functions varying in different animals. Basophils release enzymes to improve blood flow and prevent blood clots. Monocytes play a role in both the inflammatory and anti-inflammatory processes that take place during an immune response. Lymphocytes help our body's immune system fight cancer and foreign viruses and bacteria. Next. Lymph is present in vascular tissue. Lymph is present in vascular tissue. Lymph is present in vascular tissue. Lymph is pertinent to note that correct terminology should have been vascular system instead of vascular tissues, as vascular tissue term is used for the plant. Vascular tissue is comprised of xylem and the phloem, the main transport systems of plants. Lymph. Lymph is the fluid that flows through the lymphatic system. Lymph contains a high concentration of white blood cells and plays an important role in the immune response. The lymphatic system acts as a filter against microbes, organic wastes, toxins, and other debris. Vascular system. Vascular system is made up of the vessels that carry blood and lymph throughout the body. The arteries and veins carry blood throughout the body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the body tissues and taking away tissue waste matter. Next. Nerve fiber. Fiber is a long process of nerve cells, neurons called axon. Nerve fiber enable neurons to connect with one another. Neuron fibers are classed into three types: Group A nerve fibers, Group B nerve fibers, and Group C nerve fibers. Group A and B are myelinated, myelinated, and Group C is unmyelinated. Cartilage. Cartilage is a strong, flexible connective tissue that protects joints and bones. Cartilage acts as a shock absorber throughout the body. Cartilage at the end of the bones reduces friction and prevents them from rubbing together when joints are used. Squamous tissue. Squamous tissue is an epithelial tissue that composed of a single layer of epithelial cells. Squamous tissue type of this type of epithelium usually has protective functions, including protection against microorganisms from invading underlying tissue and or protection against waste water loss. Next. In jaundice, the amount of the bilirubin increase in the blood. In jaundice, the amount of the bilirubin increases in the blood. Bilirubin is a yellowish pigment that is made during the normal breakdown of red blood cells. Bilirubin passes through the liver and is eventually excreted out of the body. Higher than normal levels of bilirubin may indicate different types of liver or bile duct problems. Higher bilirubin levels may be caused by an increased rate of destruction of red blood cells, hemolysis. रेड ब्लड सेल्स को क्या कहते हैं? हेमोलाइसिस. और व्हाइट ब्लड सेल्स को क्या कहते हैं? व्हाइट ब्लड सेल्स को ल्यूकोसाइट्स. ठीक है. Jaundice. Jaundice is caused by too much bilirubin. This makes the skin and the whites of our eyes look strikingly yellowish. Additionally, types of jaundice are categorized by where they happen within the liver's process of taking in and filtering out bilirubin. Pre-hepatic, before the liver. Hepatic, in the liver. Post-hepatic, after the liver. Types of jaundice, three types के होते हैं. Pre-hepatic, before the liver. Hepatic, in the liver. Post-hepatic, after the liver. Hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a protein in our red blood cells that carries oxygen to our body's organs and tissues. Hemoglobin transports carbon dioxide from our organs and tissues back to our lungs. Bile acid. Bile acid are steroid acids found predominantly in the bile of mammals and other vertebrates. Bile acids are produced by liver and stored in gallbladder. Pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid is the end product of glycolysis. Pyruvic acid supplies energy to cells through the citric acid cycle, also known as Krebs cycles, when oxygen is present. Which of the following is the largest gland? Liver. Liver is in the upper right section of the abdomen and sits below the diaphragm. Liver is the largest solid organ and the largest gland in the human body. Liver carries out over 500 essential tasks. The roles of the liver include detoxification, protein synthesis, and the production of chemicals that help digest food. Liver is part of the digestive system. Liver is the largest gland. Next, देखिए liver का ये फिगर है. A pyogenic abscess pus filled cavity may be caused by an infection due to illness or trauma. यहाँ देखिए एब्सिस लीवर है, ये गाल ब्लेडर है छोटा सा. नेक्स्ट, पेनक्रियाज. पेनक्रियाज इज एन organ and a gland. Pancreas pancreas performs two main functions. Exocrine function produces substances, enzymes that help with digestion. Endocrine function sends out hormones that control the amount of sugar in your bloodstream. ये देखिए ये गाल ब्लेडर है, ये डक्ट फ्रॉम लीवर है. ये पिक्चर में देखिए ये पेनक्रियाज दे रखा है आपको, पेनक्रियाटिक डक्ट है, ये पेनक्रियाज है, ये हेपेटो पेनक्रियाटिक डक्ट है, ये डुडेनम है, ये कॉमन डक्ट बाइल डक्ट है, ये डक्ट फ्रॉम गाल ब्लेडर है. नेक्स्ट, लंग्स. Lungs are a pair of spongy, air-filled organs located on either side of the chest thorax. The main function of the lungs is respiration or breathing. In respiration, oxygen from incoming air enters the blood and carbon dioxide. A waste gas from the metabolism leaves the blood. ये फ्लूइड देख लीजिए, ये लंग्स है. नेक्स्ट, किडनी. Kidney is made up of about a million filtering units called nephrons. Each nephron includes a filter called the glomerulus and a tubule. Kidney remove wastes and extra fluid from human body. ये किडनी हो गया, ये कैपिलरीज है, ये आर्टेरियोल है, ये वेन्यूल है, ये रेनल वेन है, ये रेनल आर्टरी है, ये यूरेटर है, ये मेडुला है, ये रेनलर टेसिया एंड कॉर्टेक्स है, ये कॉर्टेक्स है, ये रेनल पेल्विस है, ये रेनल पिरामिड है. नेक्स्ट, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज सैंग्विवोरस. मॉस्किटो को सैंग्विवोरस कहते हैं. Sanguivorous are animals that nourish on or consume other animals' blood. Sanguivorous include leeches, female mosquitoes, and vampire bats. Mosquito is sanguivorous. Sanguivory is a dietary habit that involves feeding on blood. Many sanguivorous animals will substitute their diets with food from the other sources. However, some are obligate sanguivorous and can survive on a diet of blood only. चलिए नेक्स्ट देखते हैं. विच ऑफ द फ्लोइंग इज नोन एज मास्टर ग्लैंड. पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड को मास्टर ग्लैंड कहते हैं. पिट्यूटरी नोन एज मास्टर ग्लैंड. Pituitary is no larger than a paper and is located at the base of the brain. Pituitary is controlled by hypothalamus. The hypothalamus sends signals to the pituitary to release or inhibit pituitary hormone production. Pituitary controls several other hormone glands in the body, including the thyroid and adrenals. the ovaries and testicles. Pituitary secretes hormones from both the front part anterior and the back part posterior of the gland. Next, thyroid. Thyroid is an endocrine gland in the neck. Thyroid makes two hormones that are secreted into blood, thyroxine T4 and triiodothyronine T3. Thyroid plays a major role in the metabolism, growth, and development of the human body. Adrenal. Adrenal are endocrine glands that produce a variety of hormones, including adrenaline and the steroids aldosterone and cortisol. Adrenal produce hormones that help regulate metabolism, immune system, blood pressure, response to stress, and other essential functions. Pancreas. Pancreas is an organ and a gland. The pancreas performs two main functions. Exocrine function produces substances, enzymes that help with digestion. Endocrine function sends out hormones that control the amount of sugar in your bloodstream. Next, which of the following vitamin is tocopherol? E. Vitamin E is tocopherol. Vitamin E represents a group of compounds that contain both tocopherol and tocotrienol. Vitamin E is good for immune system and it fights toxins. Vitamin E is a fat soluble vitamin. Vitamin E is a very powerful antioxidant. Weak muscles and fertility problems are signs of deficiency of vitamin E. Vitamin E deficiency also causes hair damage and skin problems. Next, name of vitamin and chemical name. विटामिन ए को रेटिनॉल कहते हैं, विटामिन बी को थायमीन कहते हैं, विटामिन बी 12 को राइबोफ्लेविन कहते हैं, विटामिन बी 12 को साइनोकोबाल्मिन कहते हैं, विटामिन सी को एस्कॉर्बिक एसिड कहते हैं, विटामिन डी को एडगो कैल्सीफेरोल या कोले कैल्सीफेरोल कहते हैं, विटामिन के को फिलोक्विनन कहते हैं. नेक्स्ट, Honeybee is famous for its social system. Honeybee is famous for its social system. Honeybee is famous for its social system. Honeybees are social insects, which means that they live together in large, well-organized family groups. Social insects are highly evolved insects that engage in a variety of complex tasks not practiced by the solitary insects. Primary characteristics observed in social insects like honeybee. Reproductive division of labor. Each honeybee colony consists of a queen, reproductive female workers, non-reproductive females, and drones, males. Each caste has a clearly defined role that is not performed by any other caste. Cooperative brood care. Workers care for the queen's offspring. In most cases, the queen's offspring are sisters to the workers who are rearing them. Overlapping generations. Honeybee queens can live several years and coexist in the colony with their offspring, workers, and drones. Next. In nylon, the bond between its monomers is amide. In nylon, the bond between its monomers is an amide. Amide bond. Amide bond is a peptide bond. Amide bond is formed when the amine group of one amino acid forms a bond with the carboxyl group of another amino acid, resulting in the loss of single water molecule. Nylons are also called polyamides due to their characteristics amide groups in the backbone chain. Amide groups in nylon molecules are very polar and form hydrogen bonding with each other. Next, an ionic bond is formed by the complete transfer of some electrons from one atom to another. A hydrogen bond is primarily electrostatic force of attraction between a hydrogen atom which is covalently bound to a more electronegative donor atom or group and another electronegative atom bearing a lone pair of electrons, the hydrogen bond acceptor. Esters are formed by the condensation reaction between an alcohol and carboxylic acid. Esters is known as esterification. In a condensation reaction, two molecules join and produce a larger molecule while eliminating a small molecule. During esterification, this small molecule is water. Next, अब हम थोड़ा ये इसमें थोड़ा सा अच्छा क्वेश्चन मैथ्स का जो पूछा था उसमें से हम 3 क्वेश्चन करेंगे। पहला क्या पूछ रहा है, व्हाट इज द हाईएस्ट कॉमन फैक्टर। तो हाईएस्ट कॉमन पूछा है तो ऊपर का HCF और नीचे का LCM, ठीक है। न्यूमरेटर का HCF है, डिनोमिनेटर का LCM निकाल देंगे तो HCF इसका 1 हो जाएगा, LCM इसका देखेंगे 8 8 8 24 24 24 24 24 24 120 1/120 हो जाएगा। क्लियर, इजी था। नेक्स्ट, ऐसे सॉल्व कर बाय 6 बैलून फॉर 1 रुपीज। 1 रुपीज में 6 बैलून खरीद रहा है, ठीक है। हाउ मेनी बैलून शुड ही सेल टू 1 रुपीज सो दैट ही मेक्स ए प्रॉफिट ऑफ 20%। 20% मतलब 20 का 20 20 100। कोई बात नहीं, 5 बेचेगा, इजी था। नेक्स्ट, अब यहाँ देखिए, ये बी 2b माइनस ए, ठीक है, ये इसके बीच है, कोई बात नहीं, b माइनस 2b प्लस ए, तो यहाँ पे हो जाएगा माइनस बी प्लस ए, ये इसका काम खत्म। अब देखिए b माइनस ए माइनस बी माइनस माइनस प्लस प्लस बी माइनस ए प्लस 2a। अब देखिए माइनस ए से माइनस ए, 2 माइनस ए से ये गया, 1 मिनट इसको इसी के लिए ऐड किए, इसमें थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो जाता है आदमी। ये 2b हो गया, 2b माइनस ए, ठीक है। अब देखिए b माइनस 2b प्लस ए, ठीक है, इसका खेल खत्म। अब यहाँ माइनस आएगा तो माइनस बी प्लस 2b माइनस ए, ठीक है, प्लस 2a। इधर देखिए b माइनस ए माइनस बी, ठीक है, क्लियर है। माइनस बी से माइनस बी गया, माइनस से माइनस 2 से गया, अब क्या बच गया, माइनस बी से यहाँ पे एक बी गया, तो एक बी बच गया, बी माइनस बी, 0 आंसर। क्लियर है। नेक्स्ट, थैंक्स फॉर वाचिंग, लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब। हम लोग ने मॉक 2 भी कंप्लीट कर लिया, जो कि फरवरी को हुआ था बिहार SSC 2017 में, वो भी कवर हो गया। अब बस रीजनिंग बच गया, वो नेक्स्ट वीडियो में करेंगे।